This event is not about this event. It's very tempting to be in that space of how wonderful the event was. It's true, all those things are true. But this event is about the thing that this event is about. It's not the event. It's clear, right? It's about all the things that we came here to be about. Value, perspectives, integrity, possibility, generosity, humility. So we stand here with you today, humble, and it should come as no surprise that we did not fix the economy in these 4 days. In fact, there's probably a lot of ways that we made it a little bit worse. But we did touch each other and ideas, old and new, in ways that hopefully serve us as we continue to try and make it better. I brought this fake LED candle with me today to share with you all one way, one small way that we failed. These candles are made of plastic, and they will likely end up in the ocean. And I bring it here today to share with you what may be obvious, but despite a lot of our efforts to make the event sustainable and in integrity with its values, the recycled paper, the reusable water bottles, 1,000 other things, we did get these LED lights, and they created magic in all these pockets around the hotel. And their fire code proof flickering light called many of you in to different areas where music was playing, where people were gathering, where conversations were being had. And they served a pure purpose. We hope you enjoyed them and whatever they led you to. And we humbly remind ourselves that this is not the best thing we can do with our economy. And a really cool part about this is that we're now besties with Valerie Craig from National Geographic. I don't know if she's still here. She led the session yesterday on planet or plastic. And we vowed together with her to figure out how we go to the edges in another gathering and to share those learnings with others who also host gatherings for different reasons that are pure, that are well-intentioned. And there are many things maybe like that throughout this week that come from a good place and may miss the mark. And so, as we've said many times about perspectives and the microcosm that this event is, the small fractal of our economy, that gathering together for 4 days truly is, we continue to strive to do better in all the ways. It's one of the reasons that we brought humor to this event with our delightful comedians. I think Ben Glebe maybe is still around. Ben Glebe. Give it up for Ben Glebe. Because humor is one of the oldest tricks in the book. It's truly ancient wisdom about how laughter is medicine, and laughter allows us to find lightness in the darkness and to heal from our hurt and truly to survive over generations and generations that otherwise we might not. It's overwhelming for me, all of you. Truly, thank you. The connections that were created here, or that continued here, many of you came connected, are seeds that are planted. And we vow to continue to help you nurture those seeds with water, with sunlight, with commitment, so that they bear the fruit that you want. And I mean that in a practical way, in the sense that we want to help you connect further and deeper with anyone that you've met here, with anyone that you didn't get a chance to meet here, with any idea that you heard here, or a book that was mentioned, or one we told you we got you as a gift but then wasn't in your room and you didn't get a chance to grab before you left to that new shuttle time that you didn't think you were going to be on. We really, really want to help grow these seeds into trees and flowers and fruit. We will be reaching out to everyone, to all of you, to find out how best we can facilitate those connections in a double opt-in methodology that will allow everyone to continue to meet and to grow in the ways that best suit you. And it is often a custom and manual process. And we will be greatly looking forward to that. That includes myself. For anyone that I bumped into many times that wanted to chat and caught me in a hurried moment, maybe holding a few too many balls at one time in that moment, please know that I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you in our due time, and that you can reach me anytime. True. That's true. Nothing ends right here. Nothing ends right now. When you get on your shuttles, when you get in your cars, when you get on your private plane, you know who you are. It's actually another amazing example. We all know that private planes are not great for the earth. We all know that. In a kind of standard situation, maybe a few people that have access to that kind of resource might get on their private plane and shuttle up here on their own. The way that this has worked out in this particular gathering, those folks asked us if there were others that we wanted to put on those planes, to put in those seats, to carpool, if you will. To plane pool, if you will. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. But the folks that we added to those rides, for whatever set of circumstances, couldn't be here without that window of commute shortening. And because of that generous offer, they were able to join us today, even though that may not be their preferred pathway of commute. So it's just one of 1,000 seeds of perspective that we've tried to plant, and a note about doing things differently. We really can. We really can. We really can. So nothing ends here. It only begins, or continues to begin. And I'll leave you kind of where we started. In my opening remarks, I quoted Henry Morgenthau. He was then U.S. Secretary of the Treasury, and he gave the closing speech to this gathering 75 years ago on Monday. He concluded that speech with the following statement. Oh, and just a reminder, in the opening statement, he said, "We have succeeded. We have succeeded in our work of agreeing." And when he closed, he said, "We are at a crossroads, and we must go one way or the other." The conference at Bretton Woods has erected a signpost pointing down a highway broad enough for all men to walk in step and side by side. If they will set out together, there is nothing on earth that need stop them. So here we are, men and women, at a crossroads. We can continue to compete, nation against nation, currency against currency, capitalism against communism or other isms, right against left, perspective against perspective. Or we can zoom out. We can view the entire world like a tapestry of countries, of communities, of resources, ideas, and talents. Like unique instruments in an orchestra that we want to harmonize. When any of our instruments are out of tune, all of our music suffers. When any of our players are out of breath, we're all the worse for it. How could we construct a global economic system with everyone in mind? Not as Americans or Chinese or Africans or Israelis, but as people. Not as developed or developing nations, but as a planet. Not as men or as women, but as partners. As Charles Eisenstein said, how can we build the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible? And as Doug Rushkoff said this morning, how can we play well for Team Human? Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here, for getting here, for hopefully leaving here on time on your shuttle that you booked, for raising your hand, for asking questions, for pushing back, for being disappointed, for being grateful, for wearing the robes, for dancing to the music, for putting layers on this place, layers on this building that allow it in some small ways to regenerate, to apologize, to be better. When I looked out my window last night, late at night, I saw this building full of life. Truly, it was a miracle. All of you, some of you, walking around different places, some in robes, some in blankets, some in bathing suits, I kid you not. Some around fires, chatting, some dancing to dance music by the pool. Thank you, Jillian and Christine. Some of you listening to choir music in this conservatory, laying on pillows, being transported to a different place. Generals and college students chatting, also in robes. True story. The magic of Bretton Woods 75 truly is you. Thank you so much again for being here. Please keep in touch.